Fantasy football draft's approaching in the next few weeks. Here's a few tight ends I think could break out this season. The first tight end, Dalton Kincaid of the Buffalo Bills. So last season, 26th pick overall by the Buffalo Bills, first rounder in the NFL draft. And he added another weapon to their offense, no doubt about it. He got off to a slow start, and then in the middle weeks of the season, he finished very strongly. Was Kincaid, 73 catches, 673 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. So this season with Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis gone, with Davis going to Jacksonville, Diggs traded to the Texans, there's an opportunity for Kincaid to step up and be a number one target in this passing game for this Buffalo Bill team. Like I said, a lot of the moving pieces. Keon Coleman, they drafted him in the NFL draft. Shakir, he's still over there. And Curtis Samuel, they signed in free agency. But Kincaid would have possibly been the number one target in this Bills offense, and playing with a quarterback like Josh Allen, who's one of the best in all the NFL. I think his ceiling is unlimited, and there's a possibility he could be going for that number one spot. So after last season, Kincaid showed great flashes at the end of the year. Now with main pieces gone in the offense, it wouldn't be surprising to me if Kincaid has a monster season and challenges for that number one tight end position, and he's going about round 6 or 7 in most fantasy drafts. Tight end Luke Musgrave of the Green Bay Packers. Musgrave, another second-year tight end like Dalton Kincaid, and Musgrave missed the majority of the season with injury, but still showed some flashes. 34 catches, 352 receiving yards, and a receiving touchdown on 46 targets. So when Musgrave went down, we saw Kraft come in and play good football for this Green Bay Packer team. So Jordan Love signing that big contract extension. And we know a lot of young quarterbacks, they like to tighten end as a security blanket. And Musgrave, he was a good prospect coming out of college. And I think this season he could be solid for this Green Bay Packer team, especially where he's going undrafted in some basic 10-12 team formats, is Luke Musgrave, where I think he has decent upside, and he plays in an offense where they're going to throw the football a whole lot, anywhere from 30 to 40 times a game. So Musgrave with a nice ADP where you could get him in one of the last rounds, or even go was undrafted and you pick him up as a free agent after your draft. I think Musgrave's a solid breakout candidate, and like I said, good offense he's in over there for this Green Bay Packer team. Jordan Love, he likes targeting the tight end. We saw Musgrave early in the season last year, and then we saw with Kraft. And I believe the Packers don't really have a true number one option on offense. I know Reed came out of nowhere last season, 10 touchdowns, but it's more of an offense that spreads the football out. And it wouldn't be surprising to me if Musgrave has good numbers and breaks out this season. Next tight end, Brock Bowers of the Las Vegas Raiders, another young tight end. And it's a pretty healthy position this season, is the tight end position in fantasy football. Bowers, the more talked about prospects coming out of college in the last 10 seasons at the tight end position. I know the landing spot hasn't been ideal for Brock Bowers with this Las Vegas Raider team, where it's either going to be Gardner Minshew or Aiden O'Connell as the quarterback for Vegas. But Brock Bowers, he's a freak athlete, and he's a mismatch for linebackers and safeties, whoever they're going to put on him. And still, defenses are going to roll attention to Devontae Adams, where he can work the middle of the field, Bowers. And also, he lines up anywhere as well. On the outside as receiver. In the slot, he can line up. Obviously, up the seam, being a tight end. And it's just about getting that football to Bowers and him getting open. So I think right now, where he's going ADP-wise, 8 to the 10th round range in most fantasy drafts, is Brock Bowers with major upside and freakish ability. It wouldn't be surprising to me if he has a breakout season in his rookie year. Anywhere from 50 to 60 catches, I believe Bowers can have. Anywhere from 600-700 yards, and anywhere from that 3 to 7 range, finding the end zone. So like I said, Brock Bowers, one of the highly anticipated tight end prospects to come out in many seasons. I know the landing spot isn't great, but I still think on athleticism and just ability alone, he could still put up numbers and be a breakout this season. Next tight end, Pat Freiermuth to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So at the time of recording this video, Brandon Ayuk, there were talks that he was going to go to Pittsburgh in a deal that the 49ers just have to sign off on it. And then right now, he's not in a Pittsburgh Steeler uniform. But obviously, if he does become a Pittsburgh Steeler, Pat Freiermuth, he goes down in the pecking order to the 3rd or 4th option. But right now, it's up for grabs, that second option in the passing game. George Pickens, and pretty much not much going on else in that wide receiver room over there for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Freiermuth, he dealt with a lot of injury last season, and it was just a total mess over there in Pittsburgh as well with Kenny Pickett. He couldn't get the football consistently down the field. Mitchell Trubisky a couple seasons ago. They tried as well at the quarterback position. And now they got Justin Fields and Russell Wilson in here. And I'll say this, if Justin Fields is the starting quarterback for this Steelers team, we know he likes targeting the tight end. Cole Kmet's been a solid target for him over the last few seasons. But Pat Freiermuth, he showed some flashes in his career, could work the middle of the field, has good hands in tight spots. Him and Ben Roethlisberger a few years ago had good rapport. But right now, like I said, if Fields is the quarterback, I think he definitely can break out. And it also depends if Ayuk gets traded to Pittsburgh or not. So Pat Freiermuth, a tight end going in that 11th to 13th round range, I think he has potential breakout ability. Where, like I said, he could possibly be the number 2 option in this Steelers offense if they don't go out there and get Ayuk in the 5th and final tight end. I think could be a breakout. It's David Njoku of the Cleveland Browns. David Njoku, last season, he bursted on the scene late in the year. But in terms of having a full season and putting up consistent numbers week in and week out, we just haven't seen it from Njoku. Right now, going in that 9th, 10th round range in most fantasy drafts. And I think it's good value for Njoku. He's a freak athlete, and he's got potential as well to be a top 5 tight end. That's how good I think Njoku could be. I was down on him for many seasons, but last year, his toughness and what he showed on the field with Joe Flacco at quarterback, he put up some numbers: 81 catches, 822 receiving yards, and 6 touchdowns on 123 targets. So this offense added Jerry Jeudy in a trade early in the offseason was this Cleveland Brown team. But I still don't think that Jerry Jeudy's going to take a lot of targets and a lot of looks from David Njoku. Like I said, David Njoku's a mismatch in the middle of the field with linebackers and safeties on him. And it's just about Deshaun Watson and Njoku getting a rapport. Because Amari Cooper, he's getting up there in age right now. I think his numbers are going to take a little bit of a hit this season, where David Njoku could obviously benefit from Amari Cooper declining his numbers a little bit. And Deshaun Watson, he's just got to get back to basics as well, because he's barely played football over the last 3 seasons as Deshaun Watson. So if him and Njoku could get a connection and get a rapport going, I think Njoku could be solid. And like I said, if he's falling in that 9th, 10th round range, where he's got potential at times to put up 20, 25 points in PPR leagues. Njoku, I like the ADP, and I like the potential of him breaking out this season. So that's a few tight ends I think could break out entering the 2024 fantasy football season.